All right, let's talk about a huge shift happening in our economy and break down the 3 essential skills you're going to need to really crush it in 2026. Think of this as your new blueprint for building wealth.
So let's just start with a really important question. I want you to think about how you work right now. Is your paycheck tied to the number of hours you put in, or is it tied to the actual results, the impact you can create? Seriously, the answer to that question pretty much defines your entire future in the economy we're heading into.
See, the rules of the game have totally flipped. We've moved on from the old labor economy, where your time was literally the product you sold. Now, we're in a leveraged economy. And in this new world, nobody really cares how long you work. What matters is how much value you can create with the tools at your disposal. Impact, not hours, is the new currency, period.
So the big question is, how do you actually thrive in this new economy? How do you create that massive impact? Well, the answer lies in mastering this powerful new framework that I call the Triad of Leverage. And this isn't about 3 separate things. It's one single, integrated strategy.
First up, pillar number 1, artificial intelligence. AI gives you just an unbelievable amount of labor leverage. It's the power to get super complex tasks done, build entire software products, and run huge operations without needing a giant team. It's like having your own digital workforce on call 24/7.
Second, we've got capital leverage. Now, this isn't your grandpa's save your pennies advice. This is about building smart, automated systems that put your money to work for you, around the clock, compounding your wealth, even when you're asleep.
And the third pillar is audience leverage. Thanks to social media, you now have access to the kind of distribution power that used to belong only to massive corporations. You can reach a global audience instantly for basically free. It's insane.
So there you have it. These are the 3 unicorn skills for 2026. You've got AI for getting things done, investing for growing your capital, and media for getting the word out. The real magic happens when you combine them. That's when you unlock a level of impact that was pretty much science fiction just a few years ago.
Okay, let's dig into that first skill, AI. And I need to be super clear about this. We're talking about so much more than just asking ChatGPT to write you an email. We have to go way, way beyond basic prompting.
The highest paying AI skill in 2026 won't be just using AI. It'll be architecting it. The key concept here is something called Agentic Orchestration. It's the skill of designing systems where different AI agents work together completely on their own to finish entire projects. You stop being a user and you become an AI operations manager.
So, in this model, you're not doing the work anymore. You're designing the machine that does the work. Just imagine, you set up a loop where one AI writes the code, a second one checks it for errors, and a third one pushes it live. Your only job is to be the architect of this incredible digital assembly line that can do the work of an entire department.
Okay, on to the second pillar. This is all about taking the income you're generating and turning it into real, lasting wealth. This is the fuel for your entire engine.
The key skill to master here is Algorithmic Asset Allocation. Now, that sounds a little intimidating, but it's really just where finance and technology come together. It means you're using AI-powered tools to scan market trends, stocks, crypto, even tokenized assets on the blockchain, and make smart decisions way faster and more accurately than any human ever could.
And this chart says it all, right? A salary, that gives you linear growth. It's a straight line. But compounding investments, that gives you exponential growth. That curve you see, that's the massive difference between just earning a living and actually building true wealth.
So the most important thing here is a complete mindset shift. You have to stop thinking about just saving money, which, let's be honest, usually just gets eaten by inflation. You have to start thinking about building automated systems that are constantly compounding your capital for you.
All right, last but certainly not least, let's talk about the Megaphone. This is about how you master the single most valuable and rare resource in the 2026 economy, and that is human attention.
You know that old saying, build it and they will come? Yeah, that's a complete and total lie these days. You have to earn the right to be heard. Attention is the new oil, and being able to capture it and hold on to it, that is probably the highest paid soft skill on the planet. Because if you have an audience, you basically have a business on demand.
This isn't just about posting on social media. It's a science. It's called retention engineering. It's the deep psychological understanding of storytelling that makes someone stop scrolling. What turns a 3-second glance into a minute-long watch? Answering that question is a multi-million-dollar skill.
And here's the strategy, a simple 3-step funnel. First, you use short-form video to grab attention, to get noticed in the noise.
Then you use long-form content, like this explainer, to build real trust and show you know what you're talking about. And finally, you move that relationship to a platform that you own, like a newsletter or a community, where no algorithm can ever take your audience away from you.
Okay, now for the really cool part. Let's see how all this stuff comes together. This is the synthesis. This is where these three skills combine to make you a completely unstoppable solopreneur.
So, the modern solopreneur doesn't just guess what people want. They use their media platform to listen and find a real problem their audience has. Then, they use AI as their digital factory to build the solution for cheap. And finally, they use smart investing to take the profits and grow them exponentially. It's a perfect self-sustaining loop.
This isn't about picking one lane. It's not about being the AI expert or the investor or the media guru. No. The highest paid, most impactful person in 2026 will be the one who blends all three of these together seamlessly. The one who becomes a one-person unicorn.
So the key takeaway here is pretty simple. The playbook for creating wealth and making a real impact has been completely rewritten. The leverage is out there for anyone to grab, and now you have the map. The only question left is, what are you going to build with it?